welcome to The Realm. I'm Scotty Schemmel from Sports Realm, here with my two co-hosts, Severin Mull and Max DeCoux, and today we are discussing the NBA All-Star starters, which were just announced a few hours ago. Severin, let's start with the Western Conference.
Yeah, Western Conference in the front court, no surprises here at all. Top three players got their well-deserved All-Star starting nod with LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Kawhi Leonard. Pretty consensus across the board as they all were top three in fan rank, player rank, and media rank. No surprises there. And then as we move into the backcourt, Luka Doncic having an incredible season, and James Harden's having an even better season with his incredible scoring average. They both were top two in the All-Star ranks for the backcourt of the Western Conference. I was a little confused as to why Luka did better than James Harden, considering James Harden is just averaging 37 points a game, balling out of his mind.
Yeah.
But Luka Doncic, he's a new big thing. He's very hot right now as a young player. So I expect the fan rank to reflect that. But for the media and players to give Luka Doncic the nod over James Harden in the voting is kind of concerning.
That just kind of shows you that a lot of people think that Luka's the real deal.
A lot of
I
people.
mean, he has proven it up to this point in the season. Like, aside from the injury he had, took him out a couple, 2 weeks or something, he has shown that he doesn't. Last season wasn't a fluke. The hype behind him wasn't a fluke.
It wasn't a fluke.
Yeah, he's
at
at a whole new level from last year as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, I still don't get how you pass up around 36.9 points a game.
Yeah,
That's just mind-boggling.
Players, media, and the fans.
Which, I mean, he did it last year too,
Yeah.
but still, just averaging 37 points a game in that conference. I don't see Luka doing enough on both sides of the ball to surpass James Harden, but in his own right, he's still balling out of control. 29, 9, and 9 practically. Efficient shooting from two.
Would you change any of those five? I don't think.
I would not. Only the order of Luka and Harden as far as the voting goes, but other than that, solid.
But yeah, the
starting lineup.
Western Conference, pretty undebatable.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
I think they got everything right.
Yeah, and I think most people knew that was not too much debate.
Unlike
If Luka was going to be a guard, you knew that was going to be the case.
unlike the Eastern Conference, where there's a lot of debate going around around the front court of Giannis, Joel Embiid, and Pascal Siakam taking up the front court. What do you guys think?
I like the front court. I like it a lot.
I like it. So some people were thinking that they were trying to figure out where Jimmy Butler should fit in the scheme at guard.
I
or
say
take
Jimmy
Pascal's
Butler
spot.
deserved a spot in the guard spot over Kemba Walker.
I would agree with that, but
but I mean, if the voting system has him at small forward, I guess there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, and he couldn't take Pascal's spot because Pascal deserves it.
Yeah.
Pascal going crazy again this year. 23.5 points a game on a team that's playing a lot better than expected. He's the leader of that team and is a top four seed in the playoffs, averaging 23.5. Jimmy Butler, his team has balled out with him on and off the court. Not to say that Jimmy Butler's not a great leader, but Jimmy Butler, he's played great on both sides of the ball. But the fact that Pascal Siakam is playing night in and night out, leading that team and putting them on his back, he doesn't have the kind of help and system that Jimmy Butler has around him. I think Siakam getting his well-due respect.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Do you think that being Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, does that give you more motivation, to play better?
Yeah, of course. Not being selected for an all-star starter does give them the extra chip on their shoulder that they have, as they've been a massively underrated team this entire season.
Definitely.
So you'll probably see that reflected in the post-all-star breaks.
Yeah, they're balling the regular season. Bam Adebayo, he's obviously never in contention for a starting spot. Jimmy Butler, I don't think it'll bother him too much as a veteran. He's had his time. He's been overlooked. He went from being homeless to not getting recruited, going to JUCO, and then being the last pick of the first round. Jimmy Butler's used to this, and he's used to proving people wrong, and always keeping that competitive edge. He might be gunning off the bench in the All-Star game, but other than that, I don't think it'll affect his psyche. He's too tough for that. But they're having a great regular season, but it's not going to continue in the postseason. I don't think they have any real chance of making it to the finals as their team. It's fun hitting Duncan Robinson hitting 10 threes in a game, but that's just not going to happen in the postseason.
Yeah, I feel like they need another big piece before.
It's not going to happen this year.
Yeah,
one thing I found interesting about the voting, Kemba Walker coming in first place for guards by the player rank and the media rank.
Yeah,
You think that's just because of health, as Trae Young and Kyrie Irving, the other two contending guards for that one spot, did miss a significant
I guess,
portion
and
of the season due
for
to injury?
for player ranking and media ranking, not many people have Kyrie high in their thoughts right now.
It's just because like the media is like toxic when it comes to covering Kyrie Irving. Like the coverage has gotten out of control. Yes, Kyrie Irving has had some leadership issues, but he's still a great player and a great team, and he's been on a championship team before. He has that kind of caliber. But like anything he says now, anytime he tries to say anything besides praising his teammates, like people just pick it apart and just attack him.
Yeah, and I can't speak because I never met him personally, but you can tell in interviews and stuff he seems like a nice person. So the media coming after him,
they
over and over
kind
again,
of
took a little too much.
They kind of took the Boston media story and they just run with it and they just never let it go.
Mm-hmm. Another thing I found interesting about voting: Bradley Beal's finishing second in the player votes for guards in the Eastern Conference, but fan rank and media rank both have him at 5 or below. He's at the 9 spot by the fans. What do you think about Bradley Beal's spot in the All-Star game?
I think I love Bradley Beal. I mean, who doesn't love Bradley Beal? He's such a nice guy. Yeah, meeting him was a great experience, and I mean, a lot of people just love him. He's just not the center of attention right now with the state that Washington is in.
Yeah, it also could be another thing with the health issues. He did miss.
Yeah.
A lot of the
But
season.
I mean, he is hooping 27.8
He really
points
is.
a
He
game.
is.
Like, yeah, he's hooping. But I think Bradley Beal and Trae Young deserve those top 2 spots in the Eastern Conference. I am a Celtics fan. Kemba Walker, he isn't performing quite as well as he did in Charlotte, not averaging 26 points a game, where he was a well-deserved All-Star starter last year.
Yeah.
This year it's more iffy. Trae Young, I mean, the amount of playmaking, just the amount of things he has to do on the court for his team. Kemba Walker has Tatum and Brown taking that pressure off and carrying the scoring load anytime he has an off night. Trae Young doesn't have that luxury, and he's been balling and playing up to expectations, surpassing it, and so has Bradley Beal. They both have had to carry their teams on their back without any support, and they've put up the stats to show that they can be the leader of their teams.
See, so let's talk about the Celtics. 4 Celtics on this list of the top 10 front court and guards in the East. Granted, one of them is Taco Fall. Which
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, it baffles me. Like with last year with the All NBA stuff, Marvin Bagley getting an All NBA third team vote, which he's a great player, but he was not in the discussion as a rookie last year.
And it's kind of crazy because like the fan vote, a meme can really take
We saw
have that much effect
Alex
on
Alex Caruso.
voting.
4th in
Alex
Alex Caruso.
But he didn't get respect from media and the fans. But Taco Fall was 7th in the media rank for All-Star voting for
That's
the Eastern
just-
Conference front court.
That's asking to get your vote taken away.
Like,
to be honest,
There are
with you.
players like they work hard, like it's their dream, and they're grinding, and they've played and balled out, and then they have Taco Fall at 7th, just to take away from people what they've done. I don't understand it. Like some people need to take their vote more seriously. I understand it's just All-Star for fun and games, popularity, but people like when you look back at people's careers, like they'll look and see if you're an All-Star. Like that'll be a memorable reason for somebody to look back on their career, and just to have Taco Fall taking away votes, I don't understand it.
Yeah, for Boston, but things are looking good for Boston, the All-Star team. Jason Tatum, Kemba Walker, definitely All-Stars. Jaylen Brown right on the fringe, finishing 7th in the fan rank.
I feel like one of them definitely deserves to be in there.
Mm-hmm.
Max, if you had to take one, who would you take?
Between who?
Between Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. I know Severin and I were talking about earlier. Who would you pick?
Jaylen Brown's playing better than Jason Tatum, but the competition for like the 3 spot in the West or in the East, I might say, just based on open spots, I'd put Jason Tatum on the All-Star team over, but that's just because there's so much good guard competition at the guard spot for the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, I believe both have a really good chance of making it.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Max. I mean, the backcourt, there's less positions available, so it'll be harder for Jaylen Brown. But if we weren't including positions, I would say Jaylen Brown deserves it more because he's showed up on the defensive side of the ball, and yes, he's been a more efficient scorer.
It's amazing.
And much more consistent than Tatum has this year. Tatum probably has a little bit more potential and talent coming forward, and
more popularity.
Yeah, he definitely more popular. Plus style play, a lot more fun to watch with his ISO ball. So both of them are deserving, but if I were to say pick either one whose season is deserving of an All-Star nod, it would be Jaylen Brown.
All right, well, thank you guys for watching. This was our video on the All-Star starters. Like and subscribe, and check out our website for more content upcoming.
Sports Room out.